guys, in this video I am going to show you how to make a good old-fashioned granny square. I am going to do the first 4 rows with you. So this blue, pink, green, and string colored. I'm going to do that with you, and then after that you're going to very well recognize the pattern, and you can continue to work on that to make however big of a granny square you need with however many rows. All right, so let's get to it. For the granny square I'm making in this tutorial, I'm using Paint Box Yarns 100% recycled cotton worsted in 4 different colors. This one that I'm beginning with is steel blue. I'm also using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. All right, you're going to begin your granny square with a magic circle. So go ahead and make a loop just like you're tying a good old-fashioned knot. You're just not gonna close up the knot, okay? And then flip the circle over in your hand to where your working yarn is coming up out of the circle and over top. Take your hook and you're gonna hold that magic circle between your ring finger and your thumb, okay? And then grab your working yarn up here. Insert your hook front to back through that circle and snatch that yarn and pull it up. Yarn over and pull it through, and that is your slip knot. That creates your slip knot onto your hook. So for your first round of your granny square, you're going to begin by chaining 3. This counts as your first double crochet. All right, next you're going to make 2 double crochet into that circle. And this makes your first 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, chain 2, work 3 more double crochet into that magic circle. All right, that's your second of 4 clusters. All right, so again, chain 2. We're going to make 3 more double crochet into that circle. One, 2, 3. All right, we're going to do that once more. So 2 chains, 3 more double crochet. And 3. Okay, now to end, you're going to make 2 more chains. And at this point, go ahead and close up the circle. So pull on that yarn tail nice and tight. Gonna close that up, okay? And then we're gonna join by making a slip stitch to that very first double crochet that you made, which was actually that turning the top of a chain. Okay, we're gonna pull that through, slip stitch, okay? And then the way that I do it is I just snip it. I snip it enough for it to get weaved in, and then just pull it through that slip stitch and tighten it up, okay? It just makes a nice flat space. So now you have your first round of your granny square. So these are the corners. These chain 2 spaces are going to be your corners. In between, 3 double crochet clusters, okay? Now this is the wrong side of your granny square, okay? So you're going to turn after every round. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my second color here. Okay, so go ahead and pick that back up, and you're going to turn your work. You're going to join your new color in any of the corner spaces. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to join in this one where I left off. Insert your hook. Okay, pick up your yarn and just leave enough of a yarn tail to weave in later. Okay, so pick it up, so snatch it, pull it through, and make a slip stitch there. So right away we're going to make our first corner. We're going to do that by beginning with a chain 3, We're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all in the same space. And this chain counts as our first double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more into this corner space. Okay. 1, 2. So that's our first double crochet cluster for our corner. So now I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to do 3 more into that same space. Okay, so that is our first corner. Straight away, we're not going to chain or anything. Straight away, we're going to make another corner. Okay, so 3 double crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochet, all in this next corner here. Okay, that's our second corner. Going again for another corner right away into this next chain 2 space, 3 double crochet. Chain 2, 3 more double crochet into that same space. Okay, and one final corner right here, going in again with 3 double crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochet, all in that space. Okay, so now to close that round, we are going to place a slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet we made, which is actually a chain of 3. So we're going to make our slip stitch into the top of that chain with a slip stitch. Okay, got the ball yarn trying to get involved here again. Let's go ahead and snip, leaving enough of a tail to weave in. Pull through that slip stitch and tighten that down. Okay, so now you've got round 2. And this is the right side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come around, we're going to join again in any corner space. We're going to make our way over. We're going to do a double crochet cluster into each of these gaps. Going to do a corner, going to make our way back around. Okay, so go ahead and turn your work, and you're going to rejoin in any corner space. So insert your hook, pull up your yarn, just make a slip stitch. We're going to begin our very first corner here with 3 chains, which makes our first double crochet of that corner. Okay, so going back in with 2 more double crochet. All right, chain 2 and 3 more double crochet. For our first corner. Now what we're going to do is, as we make our way over to the other corner here, we're going to place a 3 double crochet cluster right into this gap in between these 2 clusters from the previous row. We're not going to chain or anything in between. We're going to go straight in with 3 double crochet right into that gap. 1, 2, 3. So now we are over here at our next corner, right? So straight in with 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet into that same space. So again, before we make it over to our next corner, we're going to do a 3 double crochet cluster into this space right here. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got a corner coming up here, so we're going to go 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all in this next space. So that is our third corner. So making our way over to the next corner here, we're going to place a 3 double crochet cluster right in this gap. 1, 2, 3. Now we're at our final corner. So we're going to go 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all in this corner. So for our final little cluster here, we've got one more space. We're going to do 3 double crochets into this gap. And then we will close up our third round here. All right, so to join the round, we are going to place a slip stitch in the top of this original chain 3 of our row. So this one right here. Gonna slip stitch right into this one. Slip stitch, snip, and pull through. Okay, so that is the end of round 3. So I'm gonna tighten up that slip stitch there. Okay, so that is the wrong side, and this is the right side. I'm gonna do one more round with you, and then I think you are gonna be off and running. Okay, so go ahead and turn your work. So you're now on the right side. So for the 4th row, you're on the right side. I'm going to join in any corner space. And begin by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, that serves as our first double crochet of that round, or I'm sorry, of this 3 double crochet cluster for the corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 more double crochet into that same space. 1, 2. Okay, and then I'm making a corner, so I'm gonna chain 2 and do 3 more double crochet in that same space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's our first corner. All right, so now as I go across to the next corner, I'm simply gonna place 3 double crochets into all of the gaps across. At this point, there's only 2 of them, but with each additional round, you're gonna have more gaps that you're gonna be placing 3 double crochet clusters into, okay? So that's just the repeat method. You're just gonna place 3 double crochets into each gap until you get to the other corner, and then you'll make a corner. All right, so straight in with 3 double crochets into this gap in between the double crochet clusters from the previous row. Okay, another one right here, 3 double crochets. Great. Okay, so now we're at a corner. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochet. For corner 2, all right. 3 double crochets into each of these gaps in between corners. Okay, we've made it across to our next corner. So we're gonna do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into that same space. All right, so that's 3 corners down, 1 more to go. So making our way across to the other corner, we are simply going to place 3 double crochet clusters into both of these gaps, or if you're on a different row, however many gaps you have all the way across to the next corner. Okay, so we've made it to our final corner. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, all in this corner. All right, there's our final corner. Now all we've got to accomplish here is 2 more clusters, and then we will join the round. Okay, so we've made it back to our very first corner. So I'm going to join the round by slip stitching to the top of that first double crochet. Slip stitch, snip, and pull through. Tighten that down. All right, and there you have round 4 of your granny square. So again, as you continue on, you're going to turn your work for your next row. You're going to join at any corner space, work your double crochet or your double crochet clusters. So you'll have 3 double crochet in this, this, make a corner all the way around, and then you're going to join your round with a slip stitch. And that is the repeat method for every round of your granny square. And eventually, once you get all your yarn ends weaved in, this is what it'll look like, a nice, clean, beautiful granny square in whatever size you need it. That same method can be used on and on and on for as many rows as you want.
Don't forget to join our website offthebeatenhook.com for lots of free patterns, video tutorials, and tons of downloadable essential crochet resources. Happy hooking!